Hello, my friends. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas, and today I want to share with you a little project, collapsible envelope box, I would call it. And it's great as a standalone thing to put some goodies in. And then you can also glue this into your projects, into your journals, which is what I am making some for. I've seen people make these, but this idea was first brought to me from Mary Giuliano, and I think she was using this method to store her die cuts in. You can make them any size. To get started, you can use any size sheet of paper. So I just have this sheet, and this is it was a scrapbook sheet, but I just cut it into a rectangle so that it would be easier to follow, and it looks like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. To start off doing this, we're going to fold the paper into 4 parts. So we're going to do it in half first. And you're going to want to, if you don't have a bone folder, I use this little thing. You're going to want to make all your folds really nice and crisp. So that's our first fold. And then to get our next one, just going to bring it in and fold at that line. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now you have your paper folded in half, and then the 2 in from the side, so we've got 4 parts here. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take these corners and we're going to fold them both down to the end. And when you do this, again, you're going to want to burnish it so that your folds are nice and crisp. Okay, so you have your 2 little corner flaps. Now we're going to flip it and do the same thing on this end. And I will say, if you want to practice this first, I would just do it on a regular sheet of paper, not cardstock, because it's much easier to fold. Okay, so now we have our 2 little corner pieces on both ends. We're going to flip it over to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold these corners down. And I'm just going to ink here so that you can kind of see, and I can see also. Take the corner, fold it to the middle. This part is a little harder because it's pretty thick here. And this side to the center. Flaps here. Now we're going to swing it to the other side. We're going to do the same thing, the corners into the middle. Okay, so now we're going to flip it back to the other side, and we're going to take this larger triangle and just fold it down. And this is going to create your shape for your box. So just fold that down, kind of line your triangle up with the center, press down, and then burnish. Okay, then swing it to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Fold this down to the center. Okay, so now we're going to open it up, and you do have to be careful with this because I will show you these very corner pieces. They're definitely, they stick there, so just be careful, make sure you don't rip anything. Okay, so now we have this little shape here, okay? So now you have to decide if you are gluing this down into a journal page or something, you might want the print to be on the inside of the box because that's really what you're going to see. So in that case, you would start the other direction with this down, and you can just, you know, bend the fold so they're going the other way. But for me, for right now, I'm going to keep it this way so that my print is on the outside of the box. And I'll show you an example of how I'm using this glued into a page so you can kind of see what I mean about having the print on the inside. Okay, so we're gonna focus on these large triangles here on both sides. So we're gonna go to one side. I'm gonna take this large triangle, kind of push it down, and then I'm going to put glue all over it on this side here. And then I'm going to press that down. And sometimes it kind of helps if you pinch right here, if you pinch these corners, kind of just helps it keep its shape, makes it a little easier. Okay, so now we're going to take this little flippy flap triangle that we made, and we're going to glue it to the side. So you see it's going to create our box. So I'm going to put glue all over the triangle here. And I'm going to flip it on its side because that helps push it down here. So we have our box on one side that is finished. Now we're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So if you push this little guy in, and we're going to take this part of the triangle and apply glue all over it here. And then we're going to push that down to get these back pieces to stick to it. And you guys, I know the first time I did this, I was like, okay, I'm kind of confused, but I promise you, once you just do one or two to practice on, and then you're like, oh, okay, I got it now. And it's just such a great project to know, to add into things, or like I said, just to send some happy mail. The next thing I'm going to do is take our triangle that we just glued. I'm going to apply glue over the entire thing. And I'm gonna push this up and I'm gonna lay it on its side just to push that down and make sure it's nice and glued there. All right, guys, and now you have your box. So if you take the corners here, these triangles, and push in, it will close. So we're going to do that and just go around and burnish everything so that it lays nice and flat. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is on one of these flaps, we're going to want to add something so that it comes over to make it like an opener. So I'm going to take a piece of what I cut off. Now, if you would want to, you know, cover the whole thing, or the example that I'm going to show you, the one that I'm using in a journal, I used a thick piece of paper lace and I just glued it down here. So whatever it is that you would like to do, you can kind of experiment once you get the process down. But for right now, so I am just going to measure this. I'm going to cut this off so that it's the right size. I'm going to round my corners here. And ink it up. So you can think of this as like your cover. So if you want to add anything to this or sew anything on it, you can do that now before you glue it down. Now I'm just going to take one of the sides and I'm going to put glue all over the whole thing. Take my flap, line it up here. And press it down. I'm going to grab my messy mat so I don't get more glue on my table. And there you have your little box. So now I can kind of go here and add some more glue here. So there you go, guys. And then you could do a, you know, you could either do a tie, or you can do a little Velcro closure here, or whatever it is that you would like to do for your closure. So one idea for the closure is to just, this is very simple, to just do a little corner punch. You can just put your circle down and glue half of it down, and then you have your box that opens, and then you just tuck this for your closure. I'm going to glue my flower down on here. So I am just going to apply some glue to my circle. And I'm just going to put this scrap paper underneath here just in case I have any runoff. I'm going to put this, press and hold it there. And this is one of my boho flowers that I made with my, when I was doing avocado dye, the paper towel that was left over. There you go. These are adorable, and like I said, just such a great little project. Let's tuck it in, and super cute, right? I wanted to show you these that I made. These were, this is the same thing. I just added a paper ruffle here. on these, and when you open these up, see, this is one that I have the print. Remove these, the print on the inside, a magnet closure here. So super cute, right? And easy once you get the hang of it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you like this project. Hope I inspired you to make some.